So just wanted to see 6NLG672. This is demonic. The entity's been maintaining flight by commercial plane right here, and this is the Ontario Police. Mike Lorenz is declaring his desire for prison. And he's also letting you know that he's mentally ill. So are the people of the state that are stalking with light. This is my shadow on the vehicle. Here's my shadow on the floor. This is called light activity. This is what they do under the fake sun. This is somebody openly engaging in terrorism. This is federal prison. 6 Nancy Larry George 672. And this is concerted conduct that Mike Lorenz, the demons of the Ontario Police, and the people of the state, while they maintain surveillance inside of the OVITT Family Community Library, they go inside of the library stalking on behalf of the police, engage in harassment on behalf of the police, engage in what is assault and battery, theft of property on behalf of the police, that are actually engaged in criminal surveillance, and they're demons. Okay? P.O.C. This is what the government responds with when it is exposed for criminal surveillance in furtherance of murder. And you're going to disband the gang stalkers that are masquerading as a police department. This is nothing close to law enforcement. This is demon possession. This is necessitating martial law for the terrorists that are the Ontario Police Department, the Ontario International Airport, the Ontario Fire Department. This is mental illness while they're engaged in psychopathic pacing, and they are hostile demons, terrorists that are engaging in what is documented acts of violence, psychological torture, keeping my vagina under surveillance in concert with minor children as I document the fact that minors are engaged in gang stalking. What do the sex offenders do? They utilize minor children that are engaged in vagina monitoring. This is nothing but stalking. Everybody knows what the Ontario Police Department are doing with their helicopters under a fake sun that rises and sets on me. This is the entity that's doing that with the people of the state. The library's closed. They're engaging what is light activity while they're focusing on where I'm located. Just like you know that when the fake sun is right here from sunrise until sunset. All right, Mike Lorenz is going to federal prison for the ongoing violence that I have suffered while the demon-possessed people of the state maintain criminal surveillance with that agency. Everybody that engaged in kidnapping pursuant to that pattern of conduct, which is what all of the demons of the Ontario Police Department have done, they're going to prison. All right, these are demons that are pacing. They're stalking on Lemon. They're stalking going into Sarah's Regis Group downtown Ontario luxury apartments. That was a demon stalking regarding light activity. That's a direct threat by a mentally ill psychopath. The light activity, the flashing of light in your face while the demons begin flying all around you, stalking you by helicopter. They're monitoring and they're also stalking. The entity was stalking this morning at the Starbucks on this same street. This isn't a coincidence. And this is not the normal conduct of being an American citizen. This is not law enforcement by the police either. This is the entity that's gang stalking. OVITT Family Community Library committed kidnapping with this agency. They are going to federal prison. So are the demons of the Ontario Police Department. This is P.O.C. This is relevant for what is evidence that is speaking to what is martial law, for the disbanding of the terrorists that are facilitating the terrorism. This is relevant for what is deportation of the gang stalkers who are the people of the state and the impunity with which they engage in that terrorism. They're being deported. They're being prosecuted as terrorists. They're going to prison. It is currently, like I stated, 10 p.m. There's no airport over here. There's no airport east of this Ontario City Hall where Paul Leon will not be in office anymore. This is the entity targeting the city of Ontario that does so. The mentally ill that lack self-control engage in more what is documented acts of targeting in furtherance of murder. You're stalking as an airport while you conspire murder. You're stalking as a police department as you conspire murder. You're stalking with minor children and keeping me under surveillance through their monitoring tactics in that environment with their gang stalking parents in furtherance of murder. And you do so very heavily on video, on social media with the people of the state that are engaging in what is conspicuous stalking, operation of communication devices, doing so while I am documenting the entity that is monitoring minor children. The OVITT Family Community Library is a crime scene. Every employee is engaging in what is systematic surveillance, which is a basis in and of itself of federal prison. The entity is engaging in what is stalking me inside and outside of this venue where they've committed more than one federal offense of criminal summoning with that agency whose pattern of conduct is already established. They are going to prison. Like I stated, the government's criminal system of targeting me is already established. The people of the state are going to prison. This is P.O.C.